All right, we'll call this Parks and Rec Committee meeting to order at 5 o'clock. Philip, you want to discuss Wrigglesworth use agreement real quick?
Yeah, I don't think I have a firm recommendation for you, but I do want the committee, and this is a new council, obviously, but this is the policy that was put together to use ball fields and the complex over there at Wrigglesworth. And included in, if you don't have a copy, you can follow along with it. I think we're in pretty good shape on most of the policy. But at the bottom, there will be a $300 refundable deposit for use of the facility. If it's returned in a condition acceptable to the town, the deposit shall be returned to the responsible party. If the lights have been used, the amount of deposit returned will reflect a charge of $25 a day.
Per field.
I think what's happening that I'm finding, and people ain't using it much in the evening.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Pardon?
That's what I was getting ready to say. It's not being used that much anyway,
It's not.
right?
And I don't know if the money's the reason or what. I'm not screeching to put in the softball tournament because you get beer and drinking and goofing up, and I'm talking about more youth sports. And I don't know why it's not being used that much, but I do suspect that most community groups don't want to put up $1 million policy into $300. You know what I mean?
So how do you get around the liability issue?
I don't know if you can get around the liability. But I think the town, if you remember, the town does have a blanket
Policy.
So we could probably sit down with our VML people who are gonna tell us, oh, no, we want you to have a bunch. But see if there's a way VML's okay if we don't require it, because we already have policy.
Gotcha.
And if they say, well, it's fine with us if you have an organized group or something like that, but if it's just a bunch of folks out there, that would fall under that policy we have. But just make it more accessible, because it's just not getting used all that much.
Well, I mean,
You know, the
If
rec
the-
association's using it plenty, the Gators using it, but is there more that can be done out there? Are there more travel teams?
yeah, but even if you drop the refundable deposit down to $150, I mean, it's still not going to do a whole lot, is it? I mean, you think it would still?
I think the insurance is probably the most daunting. Now, organized teams probably have a policy, and it's not really hard to get a certificate of insurance.
No.
But if you're just a bunch of people that are trying to put together something, have an organization, and if you don't have those kinds of things, I think it'd be a little daunting. Asking you to think about
Well,
ways that we can increase usage out there.
Well, it'd be hard to, like a softball tournament, where you went to a softball tournament, you can't have beer.
You can't have it here?
Can't have beer.
Well, then, oh, beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no drinking, yeah. I think that deters a lot of folks.
Right, where you going? You're not going to a softball tournament where you cannot bring beer.
it's a lot nowadays.
I mean, I don't care where you go. And really, I think that is one of the things that we need to turn an eye to. I mean, each team would be, I mean, whoever sponsors, like if Eric or I were to sponsor a softball tournament, that would be up to us.
If
As long as you don't bring it in.
Oh, if you go outside or whatever?
You know, if you go outside and you got your beer outside, you know, but don't bring it inside the stadium.
I think if people are gonna have a tournament, they probably do it anyhow.
Right.
They're really permissible or not, they're gonna go out to
Right.
the car and get a beer.
You know, they're going to go outside and get a
I
beer.
think if you permit it, I think it just makes it more open. I think people will be more discreet if it's not permitted, but I think you're right, they're gonna do it.
They're going to do it.
I'm gonna drink a beer too if I'm gonna play softball all day
Right.
out in the sun.
I mean,
So, I wanna find ways to increase.
Talk to VML and ask them about the policy, because I mean, I'm fine if the blanket policy would cover it, and then that way we don't have to have any of that.
Yeah, we put a lot of effort in it. I'd like to see this time of the year. Dan told me Fridays and Saturdays, the Gators don't use it. Is that right?
Gators don't, no, we don't use it Friday, Saturday, and Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday we don't use it.
This time of the year, is there somewhere else or some other way we could encourage more use of the facility?
So what does travel ball play? What does travel ball play?
I don't know if we really, that problem, we don't really have a local team, so
We got a
they,
Babe Ruth team here.
so they practice elsewhere, really. I mean, where's the Babe Ruth located out of?
Last year they played at Kempton. Kempton doesn't have lights. And so they would have, and I think it did deter the Babe Ruth League. I'm not advocating.
Somebody practiced at Kinston because I heard them talking about they were going to practice. It was the bombshell softball. They practiced
usually
over.
Kinston?
Yeah.
Well, I know they got a turkey shoot this weekend. Some travel ball team, because they're using our facility for the turkey shoot.
I got a call today, from Dan saying that there was a travel ball team that wanted to use it this weekend, and they understood they had to pay and do all that kind of stuff. But Jennifer Daniel's out of town just till Monday, and he said, "Well, I'll just tell them they can use it Friday and Saturday night, but they got to get straight to Jennifer and pay the money."
Yeah, because I know somebody's got a travel team is having a turkey shoot this weekend.
Shooting guns up there?
Well,
No,
yeah,
not at town.
not in town, but they're using our facility to have a turkey shoot this
The
weekend.
VFW.
Yeah, the
Oh,
VFW.
I think you called it Rhythm. I was like, man, I hope that ain't the case.
Yeah.
Man, we got the
So
karaoke
whoever-
show Saturday night. This is bad enough.
So,
gonna have an issue.
matter of fact, I found out who they are and where they originate from.
you know, and maybe we need to do some things, or work with the rec or the Gators or something.
Put it out there.
And put it out there to the travel leagues. Hey, we're available for tournaments on such and such a days at this time of the year, and figure that maybe.
Where's Tom now? Where's Tom?
Tom.
Yeah, they got a coach at football at Kingston Park.
Tom Inge.
Oh, Tom Inge.
Yeah,
He's big with that Babe Ruth team. His son
Yeah,
plays on it.
okay.
Yeah. Do some of those kind of things.
I think in the meantime, just talk to VML, ask about the policy, and then, I mean, we'll revisit it then at that point to try to, I mean, I'm for reducing the $300 down to something
The
lower.
main thing is just getting the use of the field.
The big thing in the stipulations is the field will be available in as-is condition, and the fields will not be dragged or marked by the town. So, I think whoever uses the fields, they need to drag it. I mean,
They need to bring something to drag it.
correct.
I just don't want to have Dan or his guys. We're paying them $25 an hour to go down there and drag a baseball or softball field.
What about, are you gonna provide them? Are they gonna drag it or you
We've
gonna?
got the drag,
Okay.
and I guess if we know, and here's the key to the lawnmower, you can use it to drag around, or there's a cub car out there that belongs to the rec association that they can use.
What about the lime? You got the lime?
We got the line, and
And
we
so-
got the line.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about having them line it after they use it. I mean,
Oh, afterwards.
yeah. So lining would be their problem. If they wanted to line it, that's fine.
We do have the stuff.
But you got the stuff.
We got the stuff. I say we got the stuff. The rec association owns the line. They buy all that, and they may have to just make an arrangement with the rec association. But we hadn't anybody request to use it really. Tell you the truth.
All right.
I think we ought to use
Mr.
it.
Bagley, you had.
Got two things. First, do y'all have y'all gonna restrict that fields to only baseball? Do you allow softball?
Whatever.
Is there a softball fall league?
I don't know
No,
that there isn't. But
no.
one of the fields is dedicated for softball.
We've got the biggest field over there is never used.
That's where we need to get more activity on that big field. We spent all that money on that great big old field because the guys at that time that were in the rec association, oh, we're gonna have wooden bat league, and oh, we're gonna have adult softball.
Well, this is kept. The only person that uses that big field is the Gators varsity.
Correct.
There you go.
That's who
And
uses
in,
that
in the
field.
fire department, we go over there every once in a while and have a pickup game of softball or something.
Right. That's the only time that field is used. The
We
Gators
could
varsity.
have made that field much smaller and probably got more use out of the thing, but it was determined at the time that it was gonna be made available for adult softball and, youth baseball, Babe Ruth baseball, which is like 13, 14, 15.
So when I was growing up like this, well, probably Indianapolis school, we had baseball during the summer. They don't play baseball around here no more?
Up
Yeah, they
until
play baseball.
mid-June, and then July is when All-Stars kick in.
All Stars finishes up in July.
But I mean, after school, you know, the school got their league, the high school league. Then we had, because my dad had a baseball team, and Wilson. And
It's not like that.
Yeah,
It's not like
parents
that.
don't take the
It's
time
not like
to-
that, Bagley. Like they telling you, baseball is from May to what? The end of June, and then they had the tournaments, and after July, that's it. The Gators take the field in July and in October, and that's it.
I got old boys in 8th grade, love baseball. Tom does. And,
That's it.
to get into fall baseball, we gotta drive to somewhere else. We live in Amelia, so it's easier to get over there, but he plays in a complex over at Clover Hill. And, it's called Rise 13, and they drive over there and have that baseball. We got tournaments on Saturday. But they're having tournaments in Mechanicsville. Hanover County, I don't know how they've done it, but either at Atlee, Mechanicsville, what is that, Cole Harbor, I think is up there. They have several facilities up there. Man, we go up there, everybody in Richmond empties out, all these travel teams, and it's consistently played over in Hanover. Why can't we play it here? We got a 200-foot fence. Once you get to be 13, the fence gets bigger. But under 13 for travel, I think we've got at least 2, even more. You can put a temporary or a portable fence out there in that big field. That's how Hanover County's got, those places are just cooking.
You know they're charging for it. I mean, they're not going to, you know they're charging fees, so I mean, it's not like they're.
How do we get into that circuit? That's what I want to do.
The league that you gotta contact, you know, maybe the league is over there that you need to contact and
Is
say,
it on?
our facility is available here.
A group called USSSA, which I think puts on a lot, it's youth sports or softball, and they're the ones that really coordinate. I think we gotta somehow or another get into that thing. But I can tell you, when they have those things, there's 40 teams.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know, there's a bunch of teams. Somebody's gonna buy gas in Blackstone. We got 40 teams.
Or eat a meal with meals tax.
Yep.
So.
All right.
All right.
Next item, Mr. Chairman, it's not on the agenda, but I would like to discuss and confirm the location of that playground. We're getting closer and closer to doing all the construction work. And the previous council had voted that the playground be located to the left-hand side of the entrance into Wigglesworth, outside the fence,
Where the handicap signs are
where
currently.
the handicap parking spaces are right now.
Located on the left.
On the
You
left,
gonna take the handicaps
They're
now?
going to be put to the other side of that.
either the other side or in the parking lot across the
Yeah.
street from the other.
Because all that's going to look completely different because it's all going to have curb and guttering now after this project's done. I guess the sidewalks in front of the basketball court will be new too.
Yeah, we're gonna take those
All
out.
those will be taken up.
We'll
Because
take
right
them
now
back
there's
all
a
the way
step
to
off that's-
Yvonne's, where we put the handicap ramp in for the,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, let's continue on with what we had planned on.
stick with it, okay?
I mean,
Moving forward.
that's,
Nothing
the
else
goal.
changed?
The goal was to get the playground away from in the middle of those trees and where it's halfway secluded and get it.
There's a
out.
lot of, I don't know what the proper term is, shenanigans, I think, back there. Blunt wrappers and.
And it's just dark.
and
So I mean, people
stuff
go there in the
and-
middle
So
of
now you're gonna bring it up to where?
If you go across the street where Wigglesworth is, you know, you can drive your car in there.
Mm-hmm.
The last council voted, as you're looking at that front gate, on the left-hand side, there's a grassy area and where the handicap parking
and outside the
spaces are.
fence.
Outside the fence, before you go in.
To your left.
Yeah,
On the left.
closer to the.
To the playground at the Rotary.
That's inside the
That's
fence.
gonna remain.
Yeah, that's inside the fence.
That will stay.
That was specific.
We need a
for-
playground for just the general use of the community.
Remove that one that's over on.
Behind the basketball
behind
courts.
the basketball court.
Yes.
Over, okay.
Somebody-
We got all new equipment, but we had never put it up. We got new equipment from an insurance claim from where they got burned up.
I think the schools are cool with it. We've already been through that process with the school system. So, we got that going on. I received today the second grant award for the rest of the sidewalk. So within the next 2 years, there'll be sidewalk all the way around the ball field with antique lights. And I don't know, when I was a kid, and I don't know if it's a good idea, people use it, a Vita course. You know, you make it another 100 yards and they got pull-ups or
Yeah, okay.
push-ups.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something like that. Have you ever seen something like
Yeah.
that?
got
something.
obstacles, like,
Reminds me of a fat man's plank.
It'd be
But the goal is health. I mean, it's a walking trail. We want people, if they drop their kids off to play ball or go to a Gators practice or whatever they're doing, I can take the stroller and I can make 6 loops around that sucker.
how about balls?
Got monkey bars on it too, right?
Yeah, they got like a little
Yeah,
thing
monkey
people climb,
bars.
but they gotta be really durable so they don't get tore up really easy.
Yeah.
On the track itself, will that be rubberized because?
The track, it's gonna just look like curb and gutter and sidewalk.
It'll be a 5 foot wide
It's not
sidewalk.
gonna be a walking track.
Now, it's not a walking track. It's a sidewalk to be walked on. VDOT's paying for it, and they're the majority of it. We're paying to relocate some poles and overhead power, but they're paying for the construction work.
It's the grant's safe ways to school. So it's actually so kids can get from, technically you can come anywhere off of Main Street, come down Bagley Street, and then you can cross Oak and it'll be a sidewalk all the way to the primary.
We still have a
school.
little gap at Oak Street around 4th
Yeah.
that ultimately we'll get to, but the intention was get kids to the primary school.
Well, wasn't that in the original plan of Wiggleworth was to have a walking track,
It was a
curb,
gravel
It
base.
was like a mulch path or something like that.
Yeah, that's 4 years ago now.
Yeah, but I think the plan has been modified to do this in expenditure, do this instead. Now, that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, that was.
That was voted on before I started working with it.
It was
That was a long
supposed
time
to
ago.
be.
Larry may have still been here.
It was right when I got on, I believe. I believe David Ostrander just hand drew something.
This is, the intention is to put this in so people can walk as they would have with David's. David designed like a mulch path, kind of on the inside. This is gonna be in places of
Hard surface,
it'll be a concrete side.
bad on your knees and ankles.
That's right.
Getting money from VDOT.
People thinking about possibly walking track for exercise. So that's
You think that you'd be able to walk on it? You really think it would deter people from walking?
I used to drive to school to walk on that thing, and it really got hard. I don't walk on that.
Oh, in the park.
Yeah, that's bad knees. And I break my knees and take all that.
Just getting old, getting old.
I do think the whole place is a work in progress.
Oh, it's
Y'all,
fine.
y'all run around in Blackstone.
And that leads me to the next topic to think about.
7 times in the desert.
As far as recreation goes, as far as activities go out there, we have a master plan that we submitted to the schools back, I don't know, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, whatever. We went to that terrible meeting up there at the school board office that day. And that included several things. We got the volleyball court done, okay? But it also included an indoor recreation area, recreation center, okay? So maybe the thing to do is to get to the committee and get you guys copies. If you don't already have it, you may still have your stuff there. But I'll give you what we gave to the schools, which was the plan that was approved by council about what to do with those facilities. Schools at that time said thanks, but no thanks about tearing the buildings down or giving them to the town. They said, no, I don't wanna do that. Yeah, it didn't go very far. Yeah.
Okay, you know, at the meeting we had, well, at the cookout yesterday, I got some good advice from
Good.
yesterday. So what I did, I couldn't get an appointment today. I got to call back tomorrow. I'm going to speak to the superintendent next week,
That's where you get started.
and I'm going to talk to him about that because, you know, my thing is the swimming pools. And I'm going to explain to him about these buildings we got, and I'm just going to explain it to him. It's a blight.
Yeah.
And we got a disaster here in this county because none of these kids can swim.
Agreed.
And so I'm going to talk to him. And so,
That's the bad thing, though, is I don't like to put so much over there until those buildings are gone because you put tons of money over there, and then what are you still looking at across the street? A building with a roof falling.
but see, this is what I'm going to explain to him and see if we can talk to him and start working on getting at least one of those.
Let's
buildings.
get working on it.
I
Right.
think
Get started.
the board of supervisors are for doing something,
Yes.
but I believe
I got that impression
I believe
yesterday.
it goes back, which they don't have the ultimate authority. I
They
believe
don't
it
have
goes
the
to Board of
ultimate authority.
Supervisors.
But like they say, we get started by talking to the superintendent.
You guys have 4 years
Right.
that you're gonna be able to put your heads together.
Right.
And it may take that long to get something done.
Get something done.
The quicker you
But
get
my
it done.
main objective is to get swimming pools.
We had a meeting, that same meeting was stemmed simply because, just to bring up, I guess, and if you didn't realize.
I was there.
Yeah, it was, we had a local, well, not a local developer, but a developer out of Richmond who owns the Walmart shopping center. And he wanted to not purchase, whatever he was going to do. He was going to get the two-story, the old building, the two-story high school building. And then in turn, he would also fix up the old cafeteria and turn that into a community center and just deed that over to
They
whoever.
thought somebody was going to make some money.
Well, I mean,
And that was where that
somebody-
deal kicked out.
Yeah, he's going to make money, but he's also going to give to the community too. So, I mean,
So I got a question on that. The kids been catching that bus at that school ever since the 70s. I caught the bus there going to the high school. Where the kids gonna catch the bus at to go to the high school?
why can't they still catch it there?
You said a developer get there, build a
There'd be-
hotel or motel, where we gonna build
The
it?
cafeteria would stay as a community.
Everything would
center.
stay in the same footprint.
That'd be a place to have your birthday parties.
But the whole thing about that, the lady that lives across there was on the school board, and she kicked against it.
Yeah, Shirley Hinton.
So you got to know the history to all
Shirley
this.
Hinton's not
Yeah.
gonna allow that, 'cause
See,
that's what they're catching.
Shirley Hinton said that it would never happen.
That's right.
She didn't want
So-
you pulling.
So we got another avenue. Like I said at the cookout yesterday, I was gave some good tips, and the first tip that was gave to me was go talk to the superintendent. I tried to call today, and they told me to just wait and call next week
I
to
do
get the
believe you're
appointment.
right in getting the ball rolling.
Right,
because
getting the
this
ball
has been
rolling.
a slow ball
Yeah.
for a lot of years. And the way this thing.
And so that's what I'm gonna do next week.
And I can tell you, the town is good at tearing stuff down. We're experts at that.
Right.
That old building that sits across the street, I mean, I told the county, I said, if you'll let us, we'll tear it down at our cost. Just
Right.
don't hit us hard at the landfill with the
Right.
the tipping fees.
Right.
And I still haven't gotten anywhere.
Well, I can tell you, the building inspector has gone over there, the county building inspector, and has seen the holes in the roof.
It says it needs to be patched. Yeah.
So,
Excellent.
And don't forget, it's election year coming up too.
Correct. It is. Anything you can advise or guide, guys?
That's right.
I just have gotten nowhere on that thing. Well, we got basketball courts, we got a baseball field.
We've made
We've gotten
progress.
somewhere, but we haven't got.
The biggest progress, I think, is this grant. I mean, even though I don't think a lot of people are realizing how vital this is, but it really actually brings everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you've got a divide. That road is just a divide because it's so nasty looking.
It's
There's
all
no
gonna be
sidewalk.
black
And like I told everybody down in my district yesterday, hey, you know, if I were you guys, for the next year, I would not go out and buy no new cars. I wouldn't buy anything.
This
I
road's
would-
gonna be a mess. over
because
there.
it's going to be mud shingle in the east end. Because you got all this water and sewer going on, don't do anything. It's going to be a big mess.
Over in C.
Right.
It was a wreck.
It's a wreck, you know.
But you got to deal with it.
But you got to deal with it. You needed it, you got it.
It'll be done.
You know, probably by November, water and sewer, then the spring housing, you know. It's going to be a big mess then. You got to deal with it.
But it's gonna be cool when
It's
it's
going to
done.
be cool. When it's done, it's going to be cool. And I hope it's going to look like the other side of the West End.
Yeah.
You know, I
With the
hope it's
curb and
going to look
gutter
at
and
curb and I hope it's going to look just like the
It
West
is
End.
intended to look just like it.
Right.
So long as the pavement's better than the Church Street project.
That didn't come out too good, that darn road.
All right.
All right, is that it?
All right.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned at
5:25.
Thank you, Ron.
Oh, did, Yvonne, did you get in touch with the state commander? You didn't get in touch. Okay. He should be in. He's in generally about every day.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, guys.
You know that you know the meeting got postponed for the benefit.
So when you gonna do it?
You guys send out emails, seeing everybody available.
Okay.
Probably the first week of October though.
All right. Okay.
Enjoy it, man.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Can you lock the doors and
Yes,
turn the
sir.
lights out?
I
Thank
have
you. I appreciate it.